everyone. Right now, we're at another new spot. Today, we're at Reynolds Junction, mile 146 on the Battle subdivision, and mile 20 on the Parry Sound subdivision. Looks like I'm hearing something on the scanner right now. CN actually calls this Boyne because it is on the Bella, and CP calls this Renos. So yeah. Anyways, this is where the northbound trains diverge onto the Parry Sound subdivision, since they run two tracks to head north and south. But Parry Sound sub to head north, and then the Bella sub, which is the closest track, is for southbounds. And then CP will cross at Reynolds to get onto the Parry Sound sub to MacTier and stuff. Anyways, we're at this spot right now. You can see by the signals, they're red things facing south. And it looks like I'm hearing a horn right now, so it looks like we are just in time.
111. Oh, here we go.
Here we go, 111 time. Yeah. Yeah, we got rid of about 111 when we first pulled up here, and sure enough, not long later, we got 111 coming right now, so we heard the horn in the distance. And I'm not alone right now because I'm here with a CN and CPKC Railfanning and Friendly Neighborhood Railfanning.
What's up, gang?
Yep. Anyways, make sure you give this video a really big thumbs up, and let's see what we will catch around the Parry Sound area today, because we're going to be exploring Parry Sound today. Anyways, I'll pause it for now until 111 shows up. So the following catches were taken on Sunday, August 17th. And we will add Railfanning from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And in total we caught 12 trains. So let's get into them. So the first train that we caught is CN Z111. A high priority intermodal train coming out of Brampton Intermodal Terminal and is heading to Vancouver. It was hit by 3366, which will give us a horn salute from its followed K3LA. And it was originally BNSF 4503. Trailing second is 3199. And for mid DPU is 2867. And that has 160 rail cars. And this came at 8:35 a.m. But first, here is 111 getting clearance under the Parry Sound subdivision.
Okay, we have one. Number 210. 21 to CN 3366 3366 north. 3 proceed from signal 202 to Reynolds to mile 78 78 Parry Sound sub. On clearance 210 is okay to repeat.
North, divergent and clear of the home Boyne, entering CPKC, Parry Sound sub, authorized from signal 202 Reynolds to mile 78 with a restriction. Second foreman between signal 202 Reynolds and mile 31 north.
The next train that we caught is CN Q109. Coming out of Prince Rupert, BC, and is heading to Brampton and Terminal. It was set by 3205. And for mid DPU is CREX 3962. And that has 186 rail cars. And this came at 8:58 a.m.
Temperature 15 C. Total axle 308. Speed 5.
After catching 180, we decided to head into Parry Sound. So we went into town and we went over the Parry Sound Road crossing. We didn't stop there because there was maintenance vehicles there. It was a huge mistake for not stopping because not long after we crossed over the tracks, we heard a horn in the distance. So we turned around and quickly head back to the crossing. But sure enough, it was too late. CN Q186, which came out of Prince Rupert, BC and is heading into Montreal, already beat us there, unfortunately. It had 88.51 in the lead and 38.34 trailing second. Unfortunately, this crossing used to have a safe train mechanical bell. But surprisingly though, they didn't install a high-pitched Siemens Type 3E bell. Instead, they installed a Western Car Hates E-bell, which is really unusual. Normally, you'll find these E-bells on CP or Gold Transit. And by the way, this train came at 9:16 a.m.
Oh, crap.
Oh my god.
And that's a good horn.
That's an M2.
Frick!
What's an M2?
Okay, we're chasing him. We're gonna chase it.
How?
I think we can do it. Oh god, he's going quick.
Yeah, are you sure? Are you sure?
I think we can pull it
My
off.
friend wants to chase this. But however, I
Maybe
said
I'll
no
be-
because the train was going
Maybe
really
maybe
quick.
we should have stopped here.
And not to mention that we have to wait for the train to pass this crossing before we chase it.
Wait. What's this?
So we didn't do that. Western car hates Isabelle on the battle stop, and that being at mile 148.08 in Parry Sound. Well, very well. Too bad that we missed CN Q186, but oh well. Hopefully we can film something else here, possible now. After 186 went by, we decided to explore the town of Parry Sound since there's nothing else coming for now. First, we went to the Cascade Street crossing, which I didn't take any pictures, which is a shame too because we didn't see anything there. Not a lot of southbounds came that day. Such a shame too because that has a really nice S-band. Hopefully the next time when I come back to Parry Sound, which I'm hoping I will one day, I can film a southbound here. After that we went to the Fairway train station off of Church Street. That's where the number 2 stops. After that, we went to a harbor where the Parry Sound Trestle is located. After that, we went to another Parry Sound station off of Rhu Road. That's where the number 1 stops. We were originally going to catch CN Q107 here, but some plans changed. After that, we went to the Isabelle Street crossing where the Bella meets with the Parry Sound sub. Mile 150.22 on the Bella, and mile 23.65 on the Parry Sound sub. Not long after we got here, we learned that there was a Rule 103G at this crossing. CPRTC told the northbound CN, so that's how we know that there was a Rule 103G.
CN 3843 north. Manually protect crossing mile 23.65. That's 23.65. Parry Sound sub. That's okay to repeat.
Not long later, a CN worker came to test the crossing on the CN side.
Alright, that's 112. CN 3843, 3843 north. Three proceed from signal 202. 2.2 Reynolds. To mile 95, 95. Parry Sound. Stop.
All of a sudden, the crossing malfunctioned, but on the CP side. It's CP!
Oh, it is.
The fast life is a Rule 103G at this crossing. It is malfunctioning. Well, this crossing has been down for nearly 10 minutes now. So it's basically a crossing malfunction. No wonder this northbound CN train has to do a Rule 103G here. Yeah, so looks like there's going to be a Rule 103G here today until this crossing is fixed. Like, honestly, I wasn't expecting to see a crossing malfunction here today. Yeah, things happen. It's not from the CN side since this gate is open. It's coming from a CP, you can see here.
Goes down, we gotta get ready.
Yeah.
Here comes the train.
Yeah, at least the goodness is that if there's a southbound coming, this gate will go down and then there will be a train here right away. There's a maintenance truck here you can see here, parked by the Boxcar, probably trying to figure out the problem. There was a CP maintenance truck here, but he just left not that long ago too. But crossing malfunction, well, they were fair, so I guess they are trying to figure something out. Wow.
To the red flashing light heaven.
Yep, tell me about it.
4, 6,
Yeah.
8, 10, 12 flashing red lights.
Yeah, tell me about it.
12. Did I say 12?
Yeah, you said so.
14. There's 18 flashing lights.
Wow, crazy. Wow, such a shame too. Like, I wasn't expecting to see a malfunction today. Well, I'll pause it for now until something else happens.
I'm clearing the train here, so make track live.
Finally, the crossing deactivated. And apparently we might have a CP southbound coming too, so... Yeah, possible now. The next train that we caught is CN Q109, which had to do a Rule 103G. And not to mention that it's running more earlier than usual. Coming out of Montreal and is heading to Rubberbanks, BC. This had a solo GFO, and that being 3843. And that has 103 rail cars and 290 axles. And this came at 11:30. When the conductor climbed on board, he gave us a wave.
Okay guys, so the plan is we're gonna go out and I'll get a COP in the seaport, finish up that location and the front.
Not one later for crossing Malfunction again.
Yard switch, line lock checked in reverse position. Sector, mile 26.0, Parry sound, 12 degrees. Axle 290, no alarm. Mile 26.0, out.
As you can see, some maintenance crews arrived at the scene, and they were able to deactivate the crossing. But half of the gates went up off camera. Not only did the hotbox detector on the barrel sub went off.
19C total axles 456 speed 28.
That was for a southbound train, but we will come back to that because it had to stop before Isabelle Street for a northbound train to pass. And the next train that we caught is CPKC 119. Coming out of Montreal and is heading to Edmonton, Alberta. It was led by CP9833. And AC4400CW were also set in K3 Elkhorn. And the engineer gave us a wave. Trailing second is KCS 4698, which is a GFO. And for mid DPU is CP8520, another AC4400CW. And that has 143 rail cars. And this came at 12:37 p.m. Because they were firm in protecting the crossing, they didn't have to stop and do a Rule 103G here, thankfully. So it flew by. And just before the crossing activated, we heard a southbound CP train getting clearance onto the Parry Sound sub to MAC tier.
23 to KCS 4800, 48 not south. Proceed from signal 193. 193, Dockmere. To north. Siding. Switch MAC here. Clearance 223, okay, repeat.
One number 2203, 223, KCS 4800, 48 not zone. Free proceed from signal 193, 193 dock here, to north switch back here. Over.
That's 8 complete. CMS.
8 complete CMS conductor.
Thank you. Also for another?
Yep, I'll set for another.
Okay, that's one number. 417, 417. KCS 4800, 48, not on zone. 3, proceed from north. Siding. Switch back here.
Now here to explain the next train is for Halton Sub Railfanning. Take it away.
Next train here is CPKC 112, going from Port Cleveland, BC to Montreal. We on first KCS 400 with a CP inspection Boxcar, KCS 8180 on the mid DPU, and rear DPU is CB 9761, and they had to do a Rule 103G at Isabelle Street.
That's because there wasn't any informant on the CN side. Anyways, 112 has 109 rail cars, 1 safety inspection box car, and 25 auto racks, making a total of 135 cars and 456 axles. And if you're enjoying this so far, then please make sure to give it a really big thumbs up. And by the way, this came at 12:32 p.m., so we nearly got a CP train meet here. Too bad that it didn't happen.
Oh, what? Wait, aren't they doing Rule 103G?
radio, Q112.
Your radio is Q112. You can't really tell them to go because there's a camera here.
Yeah.
I'm under 4 here.
Wow. Under 4, thank you. Control for Q112.
After that, we went to get lunch at the McDonald's, and after that, we went to the rail station off of Rhu Road. We were going to get CN Q107 there. By half of though, we got word that Via 1 was overtaking 107 at dock siding. And since we wanted to see Via 1 going over the Trestle Bridge, we drove back to the harbor to see Via P001. And here to explain it is the halted stop Railfanning once again. Take it away.
The next train here is via number 1, going from Toronto to Vancouver's Pacific Central Station. There were 3 F40 PH on this. 6448 leading, 6429 trailing second, and 6458 trailing third.
And that has tried to pass through cars and 92 axles. And this came over with a Trestle at 2:23 p.m. And this is at mile 22.7 on the Parry Sounds Up. And before I show you the train, here is via number 1 getting clearance. We heard it while we were at the station. They also said to do a Rule 103G at Isabelle Street.
That's a 103G to via 6448 north. Manually protect crossing, mile 23.65. That's 23.65. Parry sound sub. That's okay to repeat. 225, 225. To via 6448, 6448 north. 3 proceed from signal 202. 2 not 2 Reynolds. To signal 1127. 1127. St. Cloud. Clearance 225, okay to repeat.
We also heard 107 getting clearance too.
To CN 8823 north. 3 proceed from signal 202. 2 not 2 Reynolds. To signal 1127. 1127. St. Cloud. Clearance 226, okay to repeat.
Okay, we got a station stop at Parry Sound. It'll be probably 5 minutes there, and we'll give you a shout as we depart. You're going to be on this channel, we'll give you a shout on this channel.
After catching Via 1 at the Trestle, we headed back to Isabelle Street to catch Via 1 departing. And they didn't have to do a Rule 103G because there was some foremen at the crossing still. They were really friendly too, they didn't mind us filming.
Got that crossing protected over? Copy that, we do have this crossing protected at 23.65. You are good to go to come on by, and gates and bells will be down, and you guys are good. Okay, sounds good. We'll be around that corner here momentarily. Thank you. Copy that, we'll see you soon. Have a safe trip. For me now.
By freight, Via 1 went through Isabelle Street at 2:36 p.m.
Parry sound 16 degrees. 92, no alarm. 6.0 out.
Now here to explain the next train is the halted subway FM once again. Take it away.
The next train after VO1 is CN Q107, going from Brampton to Winnipeg. Leading up front is 8823, whose conductor gave a wave, and that's CREX 2782 trailing behind.
And that has 94 rail cars and 258 axles. And this came at 2:54 p.m. After that, we went to the harbor for a bit, which I did a live stream. And after that, we decided to head south to find 3 more northbounds. The first spot we went to is at James Bay Junction Road, just before Parry Sound. Mile 144.19 on the Battle Subdivision. And here to explain this train is the halted subway FM once again. Take it away.
The next train is CN Q101, going from Brampton to Rubber Banks, BC. Up front is CREX 3919, and mid DPU is 3809.
And that has 150 rail cars. And just like Parry Sound Road, this crossing also has a Western KCS bell. And it unfortunately replaced a Safe Train mechanical bell. And by the way, 101 went by here at 4:47 p.m. Next, we move to Rhu Road in Siegen. It's another spot where the barrel sub meets with a Parry Sound sub. Mile 138.7 on the barrel, and 12.51 on the Parry Sound sub. Of course, we didn't see any CPs because the Parry Sound sub has been dead, but we did catch a northbound CN. And here to explain it is Beholder Sub Railfanning once again. Take it away.
And there, CN Q105, Montreal to Vancouver. Off runway 2 at CREX is 3927 and 3987 and 3255, a normal GEVO.
And that has 169 rail cars and 482 axles. In the background, if a crossing activates, you can hear a General Signals Type 2 E-Bell. That's because the CP crossing also activates too. Unfortunately, the two crossings used to have two mechanical bells. One safe trend, and one resting car hates. The CP's mechanical bell got replaced by a General Signals Type 2 E-Bell, which you're going to be hearing, and CN's mechanical bell got replaced by a high-pitched Siemens Type 3 E-Bell. And it was pretty recently too. And by the way, 105 came by at 5:11 p.m. There's also a battle sub detector which is right beside the crossing, which is going to go off right now.
CN detector, ALA 138. No alarms. Temperature 21 C. Total axle 482. Speed 33.
Alright everyone, so right now we are back at the Ontario Highway 612 crossing and dock siding. Mile 4.75 on the Parry Sound subdivision. The barrel sub is down the street, but however there's nothing coming. But however on the Parry Sound sub, we got one more CP train that is coming in, that being 113. which met with 112 at Baxter. So yeah. So we got one more CP train coming, and then after that, we're going to call it a day for Railfanning, since it's getting late. And 113 should be at Mac tier right now.
Getting a crew change.
Getting a crew change and stuff. So yeah. So it won't be that long till it gets to here. So we'll see this 113, and after that, we'll call it a day. Anyways, I'll pause over now. Now here to explain the next final train is the halted sub Railfan once again. Take it away.
The final train here is CPKC 113, going from Montreal to Port Cleveland, BC. Up front were two CPKC paint steam Gevos, that being 7493 with an awesome K5 HL horn. Generally second is 7467, and on the mid DPU is CP9818, a regular CP paint.
And that has 167 rail cars and 450 axles. And this came at 5:56 p.m.
Mile 4.7, Parry sound, 19 degree. Axle 450, no alarm. Mile 4.7 out.
Well everyone, I really hope you enjoyed all the trains that we caught in the Parry Sound area today. All in all, it was definitely a successful trip, and I'm glad we were able to hear some mechanical bell action at this crossing here. So all in all, it was a good day for the Parry Sound area, and who knows, we might do it again next year, since my guys want to do it again, you know? So yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed all the trains around the Parry Sound area, then you know what to do. Please make sure to give it a really big thumbs up, and subscribe to more videos if you haven't already. That will really help me a lot. And go subscribe to the following people, such as...
The CN and CPKC Railfan.
And don't forget to subscribe to me, Tyler Ram. Anyways, if you want to check them out, they'll leave their links in the description and have a chance. Anyways, until my next Railfan video, I will see you guys later. Peace out, folks, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Have a wonderful day or evening, depends if you're watching this LOL, and that will be it from all three of us. Say goodbye!
Bye.
Yep. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.